opportunity. All right. So, and what is his name one more time?
Porter.
That's right. So Porter basically has come over and kind of, there we go. That's kind of also what I'm looking for. Yes, Porter, we see you too.
Sitting down.
All right. So how often do they come and invade your personal space like that? As Porter
Usually
comes
when
in.
I'm in the chair, they know it's my chair and they leave me alone.
Really?
For the
Because
most
I've
part.
seen both of them go over
Right
about
now,
4 or
this
5
is-
times.
After I've said the W word. Like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Well, I noticed when Porter came by, you started petting him.
I did that last time, yeah.
Now, what a lot of people do is really, your dogs don't really have very many rules, basically. And they basically get to tell you when to give them attention. Now, I consider petting a dog our way of compensating or paying the dog. Now, if I had a job where I got paid to do what I wanted to do, I wouldn't be a very good employee. I got paid to do things that typically that we don't always like about our job. Now, I like what I do for a living, so it's a little bit I'm not a great example now. But again, here's a good example. He's invading my personal space. I have yet to really pet him. So I'm guessing what happens is, and they're rescues, both of them? Okay. So there we go. That was actually polite. So when you have when you have dogs that come up and tell you, nudge you or paw at you, they're giving you an order. And if you follow through and comply, then you're reinforcing, yes, you're the boss of me. You can tell me what to do and I'll do it. So I'm not saying that you don't want to pet your dogs, but if you pet your dogs when they want, just like if you give your kids everything that they want, after a while, you can create some petulance if they don't get. So what I like to do is when the dog nudges me, scratches at me, or paws at me, I give it it's giving me an order. Instead of petting it, I give it a counter order. Sit. When it sits, I pet it for sitting, and I repeat the word sit. Porter. Sit, sit, sit. I asked Porter to come. He didn't come. She did, and she sat down. For me, sitting down is the finished part of the deal. So I petted her and I said, sit, 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 and I'm petting her under her chin. Now, when a dog is proud about what it's done, its nose is parallel to the ground or elevated. Of course, now she's like, hey, don't stop. So again, if she tells me what to do, nothing's going to happen. If I tell her what to do and she does it, she gets paid. She gets attention. So from now on, instead of petting the dog, when it nudges you, give it a counter order, ask it to sit or lie down. And then when it sits, I repeat the word sit about 3 times. Sit, sit, sit. I don't say, oh, Porter, what a smart dog, you sat down. How'd you get to be such a smart boxer? And oh my God, you're the smart. He doesn't know what any of that means. So the more words we use, the more confusing it gets for him. So if we just say, Porter, sit, 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 sit. After a while, they start engaging in these, I call these desired behaviors, because that's what is the new thing that gets the human's attention. So instead of paying him for doing what he wants, I'm paying him for what I want. Now, the other way to do it is if the dog just comes and sits down in front of you, even though you didn't ask it, but within 3 seconds, if we reach over and pet him and say the word sit, that's reinforcing him for the behavior. Even though we didn't ask for it, it's still a desired behavior. So what I would suggest you guys do is get in a habit of doing that. And I like to come up with like a family word of like earn it or paycheck or something like that. So if somebody says paycheck, that means you need to stop petting the dog because you started petting the dog for no reason or because the dog told you to. So if we consistently start petting with a purpose, it's one of the easiest things that you guys can do that will have the biggest impact on your dogs. And once you get in a habit of doing it, you just raise your hand like I showed you. They sit down, you pet them. You don't even break your conversation with the human. But you have a separate conversation with the dog that helps build respect for the dog's respect for you as an authority figure. So petting with a purpose is probably, like I said, the easiest thing you can do that will have the best impact. So if everyone can make an effort to do that, that'll go a long ways towards redefining the leader-follower dynamic the way that you want it, especially with her. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
He likes phones.